those are the moments, the hardest moment in my life. I guess for me to remember those things again, it is very painful. Very painful.
Sharifah is a Rohingya woman from the Rakhine State in Myanmar. The place has been riddled with discrimination and persecution for generations. Without permission, the Rohingya cannot travel or work. They also cannot attain sufficient food, medical care, and education. When Sharifah was just 2 years old, her father fled to Malaysia to escape the military oppression in Myanmar. He left his wife and 3 children behind to fend for themselves in Myanmar.
It was like burning the houses, the shops, killing people. So because of that, my mom said we flee from the country.
As religious persecution in Myanmar worsened, Sharifah's mother tried to do what her husband did and flee to Malaysia. However, she was not as lucky. As she tried to make her escape, she was caught. Undocumented and oppressed, she was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Meanwhile, Sharifah and her younger siblings were brought up in the foster care of some relatives. There, Sharifah was disguised to look like a boy. She suffered abuse from her caretakers for 2 years.
Being a child, was running the persecutions, running from kill. You get separated from your mom, you get separated from your siblings, from your people that you know. And suddenly you are in a new place. People tortured you, people abuse you. I remember almost every night, thinking of thinking of my mom because I don't remember my dad. I remember her. And every night I cry. I cry for her hugs. I cry for her love. I cry for her company because there was nobody.
By the arrangement of her father, Sharifah and her younger siblings were smuggled into Malaysia in batches when she was just 5 years old. With the help of agents, Sharifah traveled a perilous journey through the sea and jungle for 2 weeks.
I was made as a daughter of the trafficker, I guess. And we took on boat. We left the place. We were on buses. We were on jungles, like nights, like that. At night, we were passing it. It was horrible, very, very scary. Inside the boat, up like this. The head here, another head is like this. The boys, men, women, they was all kept inside. And they vomit inside. People get passed out. The only one thing that they always warn me is don't do that, you will die. Don't work that much or don't go that way. All those things. Maybe there is a malaika that was guiding us. That's the only way I can think of. Because the adults themselves, many adults die, in the journey.
This gruesome adventure began in Yangon in Myanmar. They passed through Thailand and eventually ended in Malaysia. At the final destination, Sharifah saw her father waiting for her. He was a stranger to her.
He was the opposite of the road, and there is a guy who said that, that's your dad. And I just ran to him and I hugged him. I was happy. The struggles have ended.
Sharifah's mother arrived in Malaysia just 2 months later. Once the family was reunited, however, it was just the beginning of another plight. Unable to get herself enrolled in a government school, Sharifah was forced to pay tuition fees 2 to 3 times higher than that of a Malaysian student just to attend classes in private religious schools. On top of all that, she was bullied again and again and again.
I didn't speak Malay language at that time. People make fun of me. I never had friends, to be very honest. 3 years I studied there, I never had a friend. These girls will come and throw the water on me. I will be wet the whole day, going back home wet all day. I cannot reconnect what's happening. I cannot connect myself with the environment, with the situation that's happening. I get lost. I felt not accepted. And I felt that, I'm just a troublemaker in this country. I remember I told my mom that I want to go home, go to Myanmar again. And she never replies to me. She never said, let's go or don't go or cannot go. She always look at me with she was lost.
From the age of 5 to 24, Malaysia was Sharifah's home. In those years, she learned to speak fluent Malay and got accustomed to the local food and culture. Though with all of that, she still could not help but believe that she is a foreigner.
Mentally, I am mentally in Myanmar. I am physically in Malaysia. And I'm trying my best to be one of the best in front of the locals so that they accept me, because I have been rejected. So I don't want to be rejected again and again.
At the age of 21, Sharifah established the Rohingya Women's Network to provide education opportunities for the Rohingya in the Klang Valley. She was also nominated for the United States Department of State's International Women of Courage Award when she turned 24 in 2019. Today, Sharifah, along with her parents, husband and siblings have all settled in the United States, where they can go to school, have a bank account, hold a driver's license, and even live in their own house.
I am a life example. We don't want to live in Malaysia forever. We're just taking a shelter. We want to return home. And if that's not the alternative solutions, we want to get resettled to third country where we will be accepted.
After being settled in the USA for a year, Sharifah gave birth to her first child this year. Her child is the first member of the family to have a documented nationality at birth.
I never want a child in Malaysia. I never want my child to be called refugee. I don't want her to go through the same journey that I've gone through. It's painful. She was born as a citizen. She belongs to this country. She has human rights. She is protected by she has a name. She's free to choose what she wants for herself. And that's the best things that I can give to my children.
Sharifah hopes to one day return to Malaysia with her child, where she can show her where she grew up. This time, instead of being a refugee, she can walk the streets of Malaysia as a person with an identity and a nationality.